Good morning, everyone. I have to keep it down a little bit because it's very early here in the UK, but we are live for the Gameweek 20 deadline stream. Interesting week this week. I think for me, overarching thoughts are, if you don't have Gabriel, I'll put it in the title. If you don't have Gabriel, you got to get him this week. That would be my overarching thoughts. We got Alex and Paul. Good to see you both. Anish. Essex Carpet Cleaning Company. Good to see you. Bobby Tack. Love it, mate. It's what we do. I do have to keep it down, though. Real easy this week. Worth a -4. I don't know. Depends what you're doing. It's hard to say without any other context. By the way, I'm going to try and do the whole stream with my Invisalign in. So if I sound a little bit different, that's why. But I need to wear it more than I have been. Live from a treadmill on Brighton Beach. That's massive. That is massive. I guess it's a bit early for a walk, isn't it? It's probably dark around there at the moment. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. This week for me, to be honest, I don't think I need to make a transfer. I was thinking of doing Cherky to Declan Rice, but quite honestly, I don't think it's worth it. I think Cherky playing Chelsea is actually I think it's a decent fixture, and I think Declan Rice, he is a doubt. It looks like he's travelled with the Arsenal squad. We'll just pull that update up. We'll just pull the update out. In fact, I can probably change the title of the stream, actually. 2 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. 2 seconds. Are you confident in Gahey? Not really, mate. I'm not, but I don't... The thing is with Gahey is I don't see a transfer. Like, I'm not confident, but I don't see an obvious transfer. 2 secs. We're just gonna do something a minute. I don't know about you, but I've got bloody Christmas songs in my head this morning. Yeah, I think I've got to keep Cherky, haven't I? I agree, Alex. Last night it snowed non-stop. 20 centimetres of snow. Huge, mate. Do you like snow? I can't say I'm the biggest fan of snow. I find it a bit annoying, to be honest. It's not my favourite thing in the world, to be honest with you, is snow. Because also, in the modern day, with working from home and stuff, a snow day doesn't even get you a day off work anymore, does it? So that kind of is a bummer. Two secs. I'm just changing the thumbnail and title of the stream because we've got a Declan Rice update that I want to talk about. So just give us a sec while we do that. But yeah, I've got Wham! Last Christmas stuck in my head at the moment, and I can't get it out of my head. It's really annoying me. 2 sec. We were nearly done, guys. Nearly done. There we go. There's the new thumb. Oh, it's not quite in the right place. Bear with. Move you up a bit, Declan. Move you up a bit, Mr. Gabriel. Put the flag next to the deck. There we go. I think we're done. Yes. Won't be a sec. Right, there we go. No news on Rice, I agree. Well, the update is that he's travelled, basically. The update is that he's travelled. So you all heard it here first. Decision on his incision. That doesn't mean... That means you should say inclusion, I think. Rice update. Plus by Gabriel. Right, what have we got here then? Been 20 years since you last saw snow. That's quite something. That is quite something. Any update on Rice? Yeah, I'll show you the update on Declan Rice. Bear with. Let's have a look. There's the update. So he's travelled, and a decision regarding his inclusion will be made today. So, don't know. Could be fit, might not be. But, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. What's that? Yeah, we'll see if he's ready to go. You're from Alaska. Wow, that's quite something. What's going on in Alaska this morning? Shout out to all the FPL insomniacs. Yeah, leave a like rating on the stream if you haven't already. It'd be really, really good. We can try and get this stream to as many people as possible. Right, Tom Griffo, worth the transfers. Esteb and Raya out for Pickford and Gabriel. Yes, I like both of those moves. The only thing I'd say on goalkeepers is I do think that both Sanchez and Roofs, the Sunderland keeper, are good options as well, and they're a little bit cheaper than Pickford. So I'd think about that. Good morning, El Mimo. No news on Rice. Yeah, Rice to Lafay and Anderson to Gabriel. No, I don't think I would do that. Sell Rice, Minte or Wirtz. Probably Minte, mate, because he's injured. Keeping Gahey long. I think I have to, mate. I think I have to. I just don't see an obvious transfer. Who has Sunderland got this week? Tottenham away. Yeah, it's not great. I think I've got to keep Gahey, guys. I think I've got to keep him. Update on Michael Keane. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at Michael Keane. Yeah, so here's the update. I'll pause it. So it says he could return. Could return. It's not great, is it? Could return is not great, but that's what it says. Someone's brought Michael Keane into their team. Oh no, that was for the last deadline. Yeah, Michael Keane has a chance, apparently. Paul Joyce has said the same. There you go. Got a chance. That's the update. He's got a chance. Yeah, I'll be honest, Newcastle away for Gahey does not fill me with confidence. But at the same time, I think next week I want to bring in a keeper for Raya, and I want to bring in Rice, because I think Rice will be fit next week. I also need some transfers in hand to bring in Palmer. I probably want to buy Cole Palmer, and I also want to buy Bruno Fernandes. So with all of that in mind, I think I want to hold on to my transfers as much as possible, which means selling Gahey is a play I could make, but I probably should roll, to be honest with you. I'd probably pick Alderete, to be honest. Other than Gabriel / Haaland, is anyone? No, I don't think so. Oh, yeah. I think that's the problem in FPL at the moment, right? I did a wildcard draft on, when did I make that? Recently. I can't remember what day. I did a wildcard team, and honestly, I found it so hard to pick players that I wanted. There were like 2 or 3 players that I actually wanted in my team. I find it hard to go without Ekitike. I know he's obviously not like ripped up any trees since he has been playing, but I do really like Ekitike. Over 1, I mean, he's been playing pretty well, hasn't he? He was one that I struggled to be without. Maybe Foden, but even Foden has been quiet, hasn't he, in recent games? But I do think Chelsea, with a caretaker manager and no Caicedo, that's quite the thing, isn't it? I think, and that probably Chelsea will struggle, I think, against Man City this week. So hopefully we can get something out of out of the City boys. Worth a hold if you have Rice? I think so. You just want him back as soon as he's fit. Manoj, I've already answered your question, mate. Sell Minte, Rice or Rice, mate? I don't know what you're talking about. You also tried to join the cartel twice. You changed your email and tried to take advantage of the free trial again, so you're not in my good books, mate. Best vice captain is an interesting one. I actually don't know. Morning from Cyprus in Hong Kong. I love it. Thanks everyone for joining. If you haven't already, please do leave a like rating on the stream. I'd really appreciate that. Good to see you, Freddie. Sorry if I missed your message. Good morning, everybody. Wishing a lovely joy-filled... What a lovely comment. It was the same email. Don't try and take advantage of our free trial, mate. Because we will find you. What else we got? Did I miss the news on Rice? Sort of. I'll show you what it said. It's just that he's travelled and they'll make a decision today on whether he will play or not. That's it, basically. Nothing too exciting. Good morning from Bangkok. It's good to see you. What's happening in Bangkok today? Ekitike and Cherki or Calvert-Lewin and Foden? I've got to say Ekitike and Cherki, really, I think. Start Sanchez or Dubravka? That is an interesting one. I'll probably start Sanchez, mate. Keane might play. That's literally what David Moyes said. So, there's no definitive news on Michael Keane, I'm afraid. David Moyes literally said he could play. That's what he said. So, I don't know. I'd love your thoughts on Brennan's move to Palace. Yeah, buying him ahead of Newcastle away doesn't make sense. So I'd see how he gets on this week, really. The thing for me with Brennan is he'll probably be rotated still. I mean, I don't think he's immune from rotation with the other fixtures that Crystal Palace have. You know, still in the Conference League. I think they've got a playoff to play, haven't they, in the Conference League? So, yeah, I don't think he's an option just yet. Although the one thing I would say about Brennan Johnson, I mean, whenever he seemed to play for Spurs, he did well and scored, didn't he? I need to change my news, don't I? Let's see if that ticker is updated. Van Heck looks okay for now. Yeah, I agree. Mukiele, yeah, I think there's a case with how good I think there's a case with how good Sunderland have been to double up on their defence. Oh, man, I've already answered it once, mate. Let's have a look at Paul's team. So the way we do team reviews now, if you're a member of the channel, I will review your team. All you got to do is put your FPL ID in, and I'll review your team. 2:30 a.m. in Barbados. Huge. What's your team? 29463. And for anyone else that wants to get their team reviewed, the way we're going to do it is by joining the FPL Cartel Discord. It's my mate Tom. So there's a channel in everything. Sorry, there's a channel in everything. There's a channel in the Discord for my stream, GGFF stream. You post your team in here and I will review it. The way you sign up to the cartel, well, we are running a 2-week free trial. So if you sign up, you get 2 weeks totally for free. And you can use that to get your team reviewed. So I'm going to leave a link in the chat. And if you want to join the cartel, you can. For team to have your team reviewed. So I'm just going to post that in there. Pin the message. If you want your team reviewed, join the cartel. So this is Paul's team. I sold Timber for Gabriel. Who should I start and bench? Okay, so let's get Gabriel in. So this is what it's saying. If we make that a bit bigger. There you go. There's Paul's team. I think that's probably the play, really. The thing is, do you think there's a chance that Rice comes off the bench? Or does he start and not feature at all? What do you reckon on Declan Rice? What does the chat reckon on Declan Rice? Does he potentially come off the bench? Or does he start the game or not feature at all? Because I think that decides what Paul does with his team. Freddie and Niels, I've got you. We're just looking at Paul's team first, and then we'll have a look at yours. So I think my gut feel is, in fact, yeah, I think I would do this. I think Keane either starts with, yeah, I think this is how I'd set up my team, gut feel. If we get any good feelings about Declan Rice, I'd probably put him in. But the question is, who would you put him in for? I guess it's maybe, God, dare I say Lewis Hall goes on the bench? Because I think Michael Keane with Brentford at home is actually quite a good fixture. And I think they're more likely to keep a clean sheet than Newcastle are. We'll look at the odds. So Everton's clean sheet odds are 33%. Newcastle's are 35%. So it's pretty close. But I do think Michael Keane's probably more likely to get DEFCON and maybe an attacking return. So I actually don't hate swapping Hall out for Rice. That could be a play. Hopefully that helps you, mate. Let's have a look at Freddie's team. 3327. Go. Okay, this is Freddie's team. Oh yeah, you don't need to do anything here. Well, you do. I would do Timber to Gabriel, mate, if it were me. I would do Timber to Gabriel. Yeah. Maybe you could bring in another defender, but I think you could. I don't think Richards will be fit this week. Morning, Laura. Hope you're keeping well. I'd probably bring in Gabriel. I don't know how many transfers you have either, Freddie. Sanchez or Dubravka. You brought Sanchez in as well, have you? Did Raya, Richards? Oh, I love that. I love that. Let's do the moves then. Sorry, I missed it. So Raya. Oh, so you got double Arsenal defence. I love that. I think you've done really well there. I tell you what, starting Sanchez or Dubravka is actually really tough this week. And then I would definitely probably do that. The only question is what your bench order would look like. Maybe you bench Elliot Anderson, you know. Go with that. Because if Keane doesn't start, he doesn't feature at all. I'd probably go with that. I'd probably start Dubravka. I probably would. What's the clean sheet odds looking like? So Chelsea have 12%. Burnley have 13%. It's pretty close, isn't it? But yeah, Man City and Brighton are the two, well, and Arsenal are the two top scoring teams in terms of the projections. What else have we got? We were looking at Nils' team. There we go. 5 3 3 6 6 5 6 go. So what have you done? What have you done? Brought Gabriel for Rodon. Oh, what move? Took out Rice for Garner. Okay. Gabriel's come in for Rodon. Rice has become Garner. And Gabriel. I like it. I do wonder what the best formation in FPL right now is. Oh, sorry, you can't see it. There we go. There's his team. Sorry, Ahmed, I've just seen your super chat. Give us 2 seconds and I will review this team and take a look at yours. I really appreciate the super chat, mate. Sorry, I only just seen it. Good team, that. I think that's probably how you'd line up, really. I said before to someone that I'd pick Dubravka over Sanchez. So I think you probably have to do that. Ahmed. Pickford, Tarkowski, Hall, Gabriel, Ruter, Saka, Kudus, Gordon, Watkins, Haaland, Bowen. What do you think, mate? It's chasing 80 points. It's not bad. It's not bad. You've got the key players there. You've got the key players. I think. Oh, I've already made a wildcard draft, so there's a wildcard video on my channel. My honest thoughts are this week is probably not the week to free hit because some key players are not around this week. So like Declan Rice, for example, on any other week would be in my wildcard team. But he's unfortunately not fit this week. So as long as you've got a plan to get him in, I think it's fine. It's not a bad team though. I probably would pick Ekitike over Watkins though. I personally don't know why you'd pick Watkins at the moment in the game. I know he's been in decent form for the last couple of games, but for me, Watkins is not really an option at the moment. Fair enough, Ayan. I do think that next week is the time to make a goalkeeper move as well. Definitely. I think this is the very last week you could possibly have Semenyo in your team. I would sell him if it were me already, because I do wonder, you know, it looks like the Man City move is happening. I mean, I'd be very surprised to see him play. It depends who you have on your bench, really, Laura. He's got Arsenal as well, which is like the worst fixture you could have. So not only is he a doubt because of the move, he's playing Arsenal today. You know, he looks like he could be off to Man City. Yeah. Thoughts on a Paquetá and Bowen double up? You could do worse. You could do worse. I think, Ahmed, if you're actually targeting getting a good score this week, I would probably pick Router's decent, but I'd really consider Paquetá because he's on penalties as well. I would consider Paquetá. Alien, yes, mate. Just join the cartel as it shows in the pinned message in the chat. Send us a screenshot of your team, bro. Send us a screenshot of your team instead of the ID. We'll have a look if you send us a screenshot, mate. It's just a lot easier if you send me a screenshot. Thank you, Alien. Just send me a screenshot, mate. It'd be really a bit more helpful if it'd be a bit quicker if you sent me a screenshot. Would you play Chalobah or Anderson? Sorry, I appreciate you sending the ID, but yeah, screenshot's just easier for me. I play Chalobah. Took a -4, currently at fair enough. I think Gahey's better, mate, but as shown in my team. Rodgers or Gordon for Wirtz. Don't think he's worth the money. I wouldn't get rid of Wirtz this week. Alderete or Elliot Anderson to start. Who have Sunderland got? 20%. Oh, Alien. Sorry, mate. We'll have a look then. You're the only one in there so far. Let's have a look. Sorry, pal. I forgot about the slow mode. Let's make an exception. Have a quick look. Appreciate you trying. So you did. You put it in Discord, didn't you? So you did Virgil to Gabriel, Minte to Sabot to Szoboszlai. Yeah, I like that. Good team. And I think, yeah, you're in a place where you can roll for a few weeks. I like it. The only thing I would say is maybe at some point you could downgrade your goalkeeper and get Declan Rice in. I also think Palmer and Bruno Fernandes should be in your plans. Good morning, Ben. Hope you're keeping well, mate. What else we got? Can't even load the Discord page on iPhone and Wi-Fi. Okay, sorry about that. It should work. There's Ben's team. Did Wirtz to Gordon. Fair enough, mate. The thing I'd be worried about is Declan Rice this week. You want a bit of cover, I think, if Rice doesn't start. But I'd probably put Alderete first on your bench as well. So I think there's a very decent chance that that Rice doesn't play. And I think if that plays out, Alderete is better than Anderson. By the way, if you haven't already, do leave a like rating on the stream. I like it, Ben. Good moves. Who is the best replacement for Wirtz? I do have Rice and Foden. I wouldn't replace him. I think, honestly, in the game at the moment, there is such a shortage of midfielders that I don't think there's an easy swap for Wirtz, because the rest of the midfielders in the game are pretty pants, I'll be honest. Pretty pants. $5.9 million striker. Don't think there are any, mate. I don't think there are any. I mean, I don't think you can trust Calvert-Lewin anymore. Oh yeah, Curagain, of course, mate. Sorry, I missed your message. There you are. God, I missed it. I do apologise. Sorry, pal. I like how Barnes is now 4.2 as well. I think, if you want my honest opinion, I think Tarkowski is too expensive to have in this team. I think you should have 2 bargain basement defenders. Maybe go both Mukiele and Alderete. I know that means triple Sunderland defence, but I think Tarkowski's taken up too much budget in your team. I don't think I would have both Palmer and Saka. I just feel like there's a few players in here that are killing your budget. Like Cherky, I'd only have him. I've got him, and I only want him for 1 more week, and then I want to get rid. Bruno G is okay, I guess, but I think you could go for an Elliot Anderson instead and save yourself a bit of cash. Really, I just think up front, or maybe you could even go 1 up top and then have 5 in midfield, because I think with this team it's more like a 4-5-1 really. So maybe you could drop Calvert-Lewin to someone even cheaper and then just play 4-5-1 every week. Does that help? That's probably all I can give you, really. Sorry about that, mate. We have reviewed your team now. There we go. Rice travelled with the Arsenal squad. Awesome. That was a little look inside the Discord there, if anyone was interested. We're also doing in the cartel, we're also doing an exclusive weekly podcast as well. So on a Wednesday morning, me and Tom will record a podcast together as well, which hopefully is another little added benefit you get from the being part of the cartel. We're running a last man standing tournament as well, where you'll win a free month's membership if you win that. Let's see what people have put for the last man standing. Let's see people's entries for that. So I put West Ham in. Jake's gone for Brighton. Billy's saying Arsenal, Brighton, West Ham, Arsenal, Brighton and Fulham. Interesting. Fulham. Pick Fulham to beat Liverpool. Wow. Yeah, Laura, it's really tough, isn't it? Let's have a look. I'll try and help you. Let's go on Solio and have a look. Yeah, Plevas, then we won't review your team. We're just doing team reviews on Discord, mate. Sorry, pal. So these are your top midfielders, Laura, for expected points. The thing for me, Laura, is I think the best replacements for Semenyo is probably Declan Rice, but he's obviously not guaranteed to play this week. So if you could maybe go down to your bench and then get Rice next week, that's probably how I'd play it, really. Mark Spain, hello from Texas. Good to see you, mate. I'd keep Dorgu. Yeah, I'd keep him. I don't think Chow versus Palace is the best fixture, I'll be honest. What about Semenyo? I think he's off to Man City, mate. The worry is, how many games has he got left? Does Rice will be back this week? We don't know. He's travelled with the squad, but they're going to make a decision on whether he plays today. So, unfortunately, we don't have any solid news on him. Get Gabriel for Timber. I did that last week and it worked. I think I would buy... Oh, sorry, Arav. Gut feel, I don't know on Alderete, Elliot Anderson. I would get a corner out and flip it. I think it's 50-50. Yeah, I did Gabriel for Timber last week. My title says buy Gabriel, so there you go. You've got Rice already. Bloody hell. Yeah, I'll probably do that. That's really tough, that. That's really tough. How's 4-4-1? It's only 10 players, mate. 4-5-1, I think, is a good formation, though. Yeah, those are the midfielders, Laura. If you don't fancy any of them, I'd do what you said, really. Did sob for Minte. Hopefully you transferred out Minte for Szoboszlai. Yeah, makes sense. Will you consider Ekitike down to João Pedro? No, I don't think. I don't think his fixtures are safe enough. I'd much prefer Sanchez. Save a little bit of cash on David Raya, to be honest, and triple up on Arsenal another way round. That's what I would do. Can we trust Newcastle's defence? No, but you tell me another team whose defence you can trust other than Arsenal. Certainly do, Daniel. Goalkeepers, ready? There's your goalkeepers. Got that? Defenders. I'll leave them on screen for a few seconds. That's defenders, alright. Midfielders. Alright. And then forwards. There you go. I have edited Ekitike's minutes though. I have slightly inflated his minutes, but I do think he's going to get good minutes. Okay, maybe that helps. What have we got then? Should I double down on Arsenal defence or bring in Semenyo? I'm not sure what that means. I would not transfer in Semenyo at the moment under any circumstances with the pending move to Man City. If you're bringing him off the bench, yeah. But I probably still have double Arsenal defence, to be honest with you. Villa, maybe. Who would you pick from Villa, though? I mean, Rodgers and Watkins are the main names, but I'm not sure they're really worth it, to be honest. Yeah, Mukiele is based on the points he's picked up this season, is a set and forget, isn't he? What's the news on Rice? Well, he's travelled with the squad, but that doesn't mean he's going to start, and it also means that Arteta is going to make a call. He's going to make a call today on whether he plays. So literally, we don't have any information really. Should I take a -4 Harry Wilson to Garner and Virgil to Gabriel? No, I don't think I'd make the hit. I don't think I'd take the hit. Tielemans from Villa, underrated pick. Not for me. What's he done so far this season? Tielemans. Come on, bro. You can't tell me. 37 points. Nah, no way. Just answered your question, Essex Carpet Cleaning Co. Cash instead of Chow, possibly. Villa have kept 5 clean sheets with 4 of them coming at home. I just don't trust the Villa defence. It's mad, isn't it? Yeah, they have kept clean sheets, but I just don't trust them. And the thing is, Cash, right? He can score. I just think Chow is better than Cash. Sorry, I do. The fixtures are great as well. I just think he's better than Cash. Sorry. Even if they don't keep a clean sheet, he can get DEFCON. I think the centre backs that get DEFCON are now better than the attacking fullbacks. To be honest, Bruno G or Gordon. My gut says Gordon because he's on pens, but then you got Bruno G who is scoring goals and gets better minutes. Gumby, this week I took a -8. Did Raya, who's Bar, and Semenyo to Rogers, Bruno G, and Verbruggen. Okay. Don't know whether to bench Rice for Anderson. I'd play Rice and have Anderson on the bench. Who's your captain? There you go. Who should have as my vice captain? Should I do that? Let's do that. Arav, I don't know, mate. It depends what you think the best Arsenal triple up is, really. Yeah, it all depends what you think the best Arsenal triple up is. I could have a midfield of Bruno, Saka, me too. That's exactly my plan, mate. Alien. It's Alien, isn't it? Sorry, Alien. I remember that from last week. Semenyo playing Spurs, maybe could bench him this game week and start him next week. But the thing is, he's going to Man City. I mean, if you've kept anywhere near track of the news, he's gone. So I don't think Semenyo is a valid option anymore in FPL at all. Do I think Mount will play? Possibly, but he's not an option in FPL. Player 02, I wouldn't sell Semenyo for a hit. J-Lo, I'd probably say Semenyo and Anderson. Just take a chance on Semenyo starting because I think he either starts or doesn't feature at all, really. What does that mean, Joseph? Bench Van de Ven or Alderete? I think Van de Ven's got the goal threat, hasn't he? I'd probably say Van de Ven. Play Anderson or buy a replacement for Richards. Depends who the replacement is. I'd probably play Anderson, to be honest. As bad as that sounds. But there's no real... I don't think there's a tangible difference between Stack and Garner, really. Cash is on corners, but it defends. Yeah, I think DEFCON wins, in my opinion, Daniel. Rice and 2... There you go then. Rice and 2 Arsenal defenders. I would agree. O'Reilly, Timber, Keane, Cash and Anderson. Suggest me some transfers. You don't need to make a transfer. For this game week, is Rodrigo Bentancur? No. Mate, even if he scores, he's not a good option. Vishva, I would definitely get rid of Minte of that lot because he looks injured at the moment and I don't really race him. Is it worth a -24? No, he's not that good. You should only have to make two transfers to bring in Gabriel, mate. I would agree, Arav. Semenyo's signing makes me really worried about Foden in Turkey. If Semenyo does sign for Man City, he'll have to be announced by 12 PM today to play on Sunday. So that's something to bear in mind. The Discord thing doesn't work. How do I cancel my description? There's some instructions. Bear with. I'll show you. I'll share you the instructions. That's how to cancel, mate. All right. It does work though. Differential of the week, Collins. Maybe. What do you think of Sharda versus Everton? Don't hate it. The only thing is Brentford are not very good away. Wilson to Garner for upgrading Anderson to Chow. Yeah, don't hate it. How big of a sacrifice now? Pickford to Roofs helps add second bench. I don't really care. If you don't need a bench goalkeeper when Dubravka is starting every week. So you have a goalkeeper and Dubravka. Yeah, cheers, Jack Collins. Make sure to like the stream. Let's see if we can do 100 likes. We've got 200 people watching at the moment and only 50 likes. Start one, Alderete, O'Reilly, Van der Berg. Alderete, I think. Why no Calvert-Lewin this week when he got benched last week and he's playing? I just don't like Calvert-Lewin. Yeah, hardest thing to do in FPL is to do nothing. That's what I'm doing this week. Sharda or Bruno G? I actually don't hate Sharda. I don't hate Sharda. Also, what do you think about Brighton defence? Yeah, not bad at all. If I was free hitting this week, I'd have double Brighton defence. Didn't see you do anything. I put it in the chat, mate. I don't know what more I can do. Those are the instructions. It's not worth taking a hit to sell Semenyo, but I'm not seeing too many people doing that. So I don't know why you left that comment. But I get it. Michael Keane, he might play. That's literally what David Moyes said. You took a hit to sell Semenyo. That's quite something, mate. I wouldn't worry about your second. Oh, I see. The thing is, though, is benching, because you're going to have to bench someone good every week if you do that. I absolutely hate. It's what it's done. Is it? Hang on, mate. Bear with. I'll just fix the message for you. I see what it's done. I see what it's done. There you go. That should help. I reckon DCL will start and put his boots to Man U. Yeah, for 1 week he might be good. One more week he might be good. Okay, Gumby had a beer. Fair enough. Good to see you, by the way, Claudette. Thoughts on the Maresca sacking? Chelsea are just a clown show, aren't they? Who would you start between? I do think Rossini is a good manager, though. They've obviously been keeping him at their sister club to use him at Chelsea. Although I do think that whole thing is dodgy. The fact they've got 2 clubs that they own. Boody, thanks for the super chat. You didn't send a message, so if you want to say something or ask a question, send another message and I'll make sure to prioritise it, mate. I appreciate the super chat. Should I spend 2 transfers for Timber to Gabriel? Depends what the other transfer is. Goo on my second bench for first time due to Esteve ruled out. Fair enough. Thoughts on Pascal Gross? Yeah, not really. I don't like Gross. Semenyo in, Kudus in. Is it good? Well, Kudus is probably better than Semenyo long term, but I just don't like Kudus either. I just think there's such a shortage of midfield options with everyone out at AFCON, really. I think when Njai comes back, that's quite fun, but until then, it's really tough. Will we see Bristol City in FPL one day? I definitely won't struggle with bias. I will not be picking Bristol City players in FPL, mate. Definitely not. We're not good enough. If we got promoted this season, I think we would be in trouble. And we don't really have a player that's going to do really well for points. I just don't think we're going to have it. I don't really know how to help you, Nessie. I would assume based on that you haven't subscribed then. It doesn't look like you've subscribed. We've only had one new member to the Discord. And it doesn't look like it's you. I don't think you've subscribed, mate, so I wouldn't lose any sleep. You'll have an email from Sublaunch if you have signed up. Yeah, Ben's got the instructions there, mate. Thanks, Ben. Ben knows what he's doing. Swimmers are early risers. That's what we do, Claudette. I was used to, before this year, I was doing early morning training on a Saturday, so I'm used to waking up early. But I hope all is well with you. Eki TK to Bowen, Van Dijk, Gabriel, Foden to Palmer. Yeah, like it. Absolutely, Arlian. I can't wait till Dewsbury Hall's fit. I think he's going to be a really good option again. Ruben over Dallo. Much for muchness between the two, really. JD Bond, Happy New Year to you too, my friend. I would probably bench Wilson with that. I would probably bench Wilson with that in mind. Totally confused if I'm subbed. What is your username? These are the people that are in the Discord now. Yuppie is the new member, so I don't know. You should have an email. Check your emails. I would still take Ollie Watkins as England's second striker, Ben. I know he's not had an amazing season, but I'd take Ollie Watkins, I think. Thing for me, Claudette, on Rice is he either starts or doesn't play at all. Probably. So I think that's grounds to start him in FPL. Okay. I'm going to copy that to my notes as well. Cheers, Ben. You log in with the email I signed up with and then click the Discord access button. Nessie DJ. You are Yuppie. Well, you're in the cartel, my friend. Post it in here. There we go. How do I improve my squad? Okay. Honestly, mate, the way you improve your squad is nothing. I'd maybe look at getting rid of Raya this week and bringing in either Sanchez next week and bringing in either Sanchez or Roofs from Sunderland. Obviously, Bruno Fernandes will be back, so I'd look at getting him in when he's back. I'd also look at Palmer as well. Maybe the best, and also what you think the best Arsenal triple up is. You know, what is the best 3 Arsenal players in the game, and try and have that in your team as well. Because I think the minutes for the Arsenal players are certain enough that you can pick 3 of them. So that would be my comment. It's a good team though. And you've already got Chalobah in there as well, which I really like. Tom got a few in there. Love that. Love that. Yeah, Claudette, I would do that. I would do that. I hope you're all good. Booty just did my wild card, pasted below. Brother, just put a message in the chat. Don't pay me any more money, mate. Don't worry about it. Declan Rice, the only update is that he's travelled, but Arteta is going to make a call on whether he plays today, so we're not going to know, really. Hopefully that helps you, my friend. Rice will be out of the squad for the Bournemouth game. That's not true. He's travelled with the team, and there will be a decision made today, which is obviously when the game's happening, so we're probably not going to know anything. Should we have a quick look at some predicted lineups? Let's have a look at some predicted teams. So these predicted teams are a group of fans for each team, and they predict the lineup basically, and you get a percentage of people that predict the player's going to play that give you the score basically. So the Arsenal team, Raya, Timber, Gabriel, Saliba, Hincapi, a small chance of Lewis Skelly playing, but it looks like that will be the 4. Zubimendi, Marino, Rice is a 25% to play. Odegaard's at 88, Eze 38, Saka, Trossard, Gyökeres. Few players mixed in there, but Gabriel, Saka. Rice is only 25% according to these fans. Villa, Martinez, Cash, Lindelof, Konsa, Martin, Tielemans, Kamara, McGinn, Rogers, Buendia, Watkins. This looks like that's going to be the team. Brighton, I won't go through it all. They're all predicting Minte. Yeah, Minte's not going to play by the looks. And Welbeck is not guaranteed either. There we go. Chelsea. Sanchez, James, Gusto, Chalobah, Fofana. Put the live, but it doesn't work. What doesn't work? You could annoy me. What doesn't work about it? What doesn't work? You get a Discord access button that should open up in your profile area, mate. That's what you should get. Newcastle team looks like this. Gordon, Voldemar and Murphy. Bruno G, that looks like the Newcastle team. Did we miss one? Man United. United team. Man City. Foden, Haaland, Cherky, all 100%, which we love to see. O'Reilly's only 67% to start. I tell you what, I do think. Well, it's a free trial, mate, so it's going to be like any other free trial you sign up for. It's going to auto enroll you on unless you cancel it. And you can cancel it. I've got some instructions on how to cancel it. But yeah, that's kind of how a free trial works, mate. You gotta opt out if you don't want to take part. There's the Man City lineup. Liverpool. Interesting. Ekitike is the only forward to 100% play. Burt's is only 58%. Interesting. But that's the Liverpool team. Chelsea. I want to finish in the top 10k, mate. I know 292k halfway through the season. Doesn't sound like it would be possible, but I think I've got still a chance. I think I'm very close to being inside the top 100k. I think I'm only 20 points away, so it's very close in terms of ranks at the moment. There's the Tottenham team. Newcastle, we've looked at them all, I think. We've looked at them all. Keane, Gahey or Shalaba? Probably Keane, mate, of those three. Second half chips can make or break the season, especially double game week bench boosts. Yeah. Absolutely agree. The reason I'm here and not in the top 100k is my chips. I triple captained Haaland against Leeds when he blanked, and I didn't free hit the week that everyone else did and scored really well. So that's it. The chips have killed me. Press authorize. Well, mate, I don't think, if it's saying that, I don't think you signed up. So do you have an email confirming to that email address that you've signed up? I understand if you want to cancel, mate, we'll get that sorted, but I'd just check if you've had an email. Few messages above on your wildcard team. There we go, we got it. I do apologise, mate. Thank you for the super chat. Roos, Gabriel, Tarkovsky. I'm not a big fan of Romero. Cherky, Foden, Saka, Rogers, Bruno G. So here's my thoughts. I'm not a fan of Watkins. I think you should have Eki TK instead. Just my opinion. You should have Eki TK or Bowen. The midfield is good. I think you need a plan to get Rice in as soon as possible. The defence is fine. I just wouldn't have Romero. Just don't think it's worth going for Romero, to be honest. It's just my thoughts, though. Samir, you can still get your team reviewed for free using our free trial for the cartel. Happy New Year to you too, mate. Who would you start between Raya and Verbruggen? Verbruggen this week. You're going to have issues all season long, though, if you have two goalkeepers in your team like that. But I would start Verbruggen this week, definitely. I tell you what, of that lot is probably Wirtz, but not this week. Mark Welsh, I do live in Bristol, mate. What makes you ask that question? How did you know? Yeah, I do, mate. I have Timber, VVD, Gahey, Anderson, Rodon. So it's not saying you signed up. Well, then I don't think you signed up, mate. So I wouldn't worry. We'll check. 2 secs, we'll check. I'll just check for you. It's Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, gave it away. This year. Oh, it does show that you signed up, actually, mate. I've got Nessie. This is the email you've signed up with. Can I share with you? Oh, I can't share your email. your email, Nessie, that you signed up with is at googlemail.com rather than at Gmail, if that helps you. So maybe you need to type in Google Mail rather than Gmail. Is that something that you're doing? Fine to go without Ekiti. Yeah, sure. He's not the best he's not the best player in the game. Mark lives in Hanoi from Wales. That's huge, mate. I am a City fan, mate. Yeah, I don't know why Last Christmas is stuck in my head, but it is. Wilson or Gahey this week. I'd honestly probably still pick Gahey, you know. I just think Gahey is such a beast from an attacking point of view. Bruno and Munoz are still out. I think Rice. Arteta is basically going to decide today whether he's in the team. That's the news. Let me know, Nessie, if Google Mail as your email helps. Angelique, my pleasure. Sorry if I'm missing messages. The chat's going a bit quickly this morning. Yes, there we go. You were reading my message, but then you were helping Nessie. Please, can you help? I have Timber, Van Dijk, Gahey, Anderson, Rodon, and 2 free transfers. I have Rice and Saka as well, so stuck. I'd keep Rice, to be honest. I'd get Gabriel in, and I reckon you can do that by selling Van Dijk and selling Anderson for one of the cheaper defenders in the game. Yeah, I agree, Greg. I agree on selling I agree. If you can roll, I'll roll this week. Can I please have your opinion? Would you do Semenyo to Grealish and O'Reilly to Gabriel? I wouldn't buy Grealish. I think you could sell Semenyo, definitely. But I don't think I'd buy Grealish. Right. What are the messages we got? Would you start Mukiele over O'Reilly? I'd consider it, yeah. I really would. Gahey better FPL value if he transfers to Liverpool. Probably better, mate, to be honest with you. Probably better. What are your thoughts on the possibility of Keane playing? Yes, I think Van der Ven is a very good alternative. I just start Keane, put Van der Ven on the bench, and I think that's fine. Bench Ekitike. Yeah, you could do, I suppose. I do think Ekitike, though, could score against anyone. He's that good. I'd play Virgil, mate. Gagner, best cheap midfield option. Garner, I think that's what to say, yeah. Van Life is in Glencoe. That does sound cold. I'm sure it is cold. I would have exactly 6.5. Who would you say is better at that price or lower? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. No definitive return date for Bruno, but I reckon he'll be back in Gameweek 22 for the Manky Derby. That's what I think. The Manchester Derby. there you go, mate. Those are the top 6.5 million and below midfielders. Hopefully that helps. I think I'd start Rice in case he plays, mate. I reckon Rice, he'll either start the game or not feature at all. I don't mind I don't mind Cherky over Foden. I don't think there's too much of a difference. I wouldn't worry too much about the EO. I just think Foden's probably a better long-term option than Cherky. That would be my thought. Because I think Foden's minutes are probably more secure than Cherky's. I would really worry about what happens when Semenyo signs for Man City, which is going to happen very soon. Dallo Alderete as my backup. Probably Alderete, really. I've got a team in the Discord to look at. Patty cakes. Yeah, good team that. Really good team. I've got no comments, mate. It's a great team. I assume you've wildcarded. But yeah, that's a really good team. I really like the bench as well. You got Dewsbury Hall still on there, which I really rate. This is a good team. I think at some point you probably want to get rid of Raya and bring in Rice, but that can wait. Bear with, guys. I'm just trying to help someone a sec. I'm just going to message Tom, sort something out a sec. What else we got? What are your thoughts on Mateta's minutes? Yeah, agree. Oh, he wouldn't be a player I'd have. Mukiele or Van Heck? Mukiele. Van Heck's got Burnley. You got to play him, I think. I think for a 3-4 punt, Grealish is a decent short. Fair enough, mate. If you think that, fair enough. Should I start Thiago and I'd start both of them, mate. I think someone else can be on your bench. Do we like Rice over Anderson? Yes, that would be my thoughts, Lord Chan. I'd start Rice, I think. Looking for a Minte replacement. Yeah, it's a coin flip on Garner versus Paquetá, really. Great, Michael. I don't really understand that question. I think you need to give me more context to make a call. JD Bond, it's crazy to me that Gabriel was out for a month. Yep. That's what he does, mate. He's broken. Yeah, Nessie, don't worry. I forgot Discord. You sign into sub-launch, mate. Here's the instructions. I'm also going to try and cancel you from the back end as well. Bear with, just a second. Oh, shit. Done it again, bear with. Second message is how you do it. It's alright, Nessie. Don't apologise. We'll get you done. I can see your email as you signed up. I will, if it doesn't do it during this stream, I'll get you cancelled at some point today. Don't worry. It's all good. I also triple captain Haaland against Leeds. Yeah, it's crazy, mate. I think I'd be inside the top 100k if my chips went well for me. Would you take a -4 to get Gabriel for Calafiori? Should I just get Hincapi for now? I wouldn't take a -4. I'd probably just leave it a week. But Calafiori's not going to play. Doesn't look like he is anyway. Thanks for the help before. Then wait a week. Wait a week if you don't have the transfers. I would definitely do Timber to Gabriel though, but maybe wait until they play Liverpool. Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea are all trying their best to drop out the top 4 race, yeah. Is Rodgers in a void because of... sublaunch.com/FPL Cartel should work, mate. The link works. I can assure you the link works. Maybe you go on sub-launch. Bear with, mate. Bear with. Yeah, if you just log into sub-launch, it should work. Maybe just log into normal sub-launch. I'm logged in as the cartel admin in there, so I can't. Because I'm a page creator, it doesn't work for me. There you go. If you just Google sub-launch, log into the normal page. Just go on sublaunch.com, mate. Just go on sublaunch.com, log in, go on your profile and follow those instructions. If that doesn't work, we're going to give up and I'll cancel your subscription separately. Incognito up to 37k. Love it. Wildcard active, Haaland out. You're mad. Which player would you bench out of these? Heaven, Semenyo, Guardiola, Virgil. Probably Semenyo. No, Heaven. Screw it. Heaven. What do you think of Garner? Could do worse. It's just if you're ever going to play him, like, you could just go for Devaney if you don't think you're going to use Garner. Arlian, I'd be very happy if Foden scored this week. Let's have a look at the Discord then. You Yanis? Yes, you must be. Great team, this. Yeah, I've got no comments, really. The only thing I'd question is whether you should start Vandenberg over Dorgu. Sorry, but with Dorgu playing out of position, it probably makes sense. This is the correct team. I do think that Guardiola could be really promising, especially if he plays left back in the absence of O'Reilly. 26 degrees and cold in... Yeah, whatever, mate. No, Dylan, I wouldn't do that. No need to take a hit. How many points? I'll have a look. with. How many points? Sorry. How many points have I got? There you go, 1,135. What transfers do you recommend? I think if you've got Raya in goal, you could change your keeper. I'd definitely look to get Rice in next week if you don't have him already. Gabriel has to come in. I think Chelsea become an option from next week as well with the fixture run that they go on. Palmer, Chalobah and Sanchez, they're all options. And then Bruno Fernandes when he comes back. That's it really. Yeah, Johnson and Gross are interesting, but I wouldn't buy them in FPL. 64 predicted points this week after 37 and 40 in last two. Yeah, hopefully you can, mate. It's Rogers, sorry, mate. I think picking him for a week is fair enough, but long term, I probably wouldn't have Rogers. I think he's got a good fixture this week, so he's decent, but long term, probably not. Two seconds, guys. Thing is, Glenn, if you sell... Oh, Nessie, I don't know what you're doing. It's not Golden Goal, mate. It's FPL. It's called the FPL Cartel. Tom, my, I'd say business partner, the other guy running it is going to cancel you, mate. So, of course. It's called the FPL Cartel, by the way. It's not called Golden Goal, but we will cancel you. I was answering a question again and got distracted. I'd pick Rogers if I was on a free hit, but long term he's not an option. Strikers are a wasteland. 1 week, Ekitike is going to go off. And then Glenn's question. The thing is with Rice, he'll be back next week. So, yeah, he'll be back next week. Why is Bruno's price locked? Because he's injured. I think when a player's red flag, they become price locked, don't they? Or FPL make a decision to price lock them. Grealish, Rice, Rao, Senesi. I'd probably start Grealish. Or actually, no. I would start Rice. Put Grealish first on your bench. How about Semenyo for transfer? I don't know. I think you have to see them play without Semenyo. I would play Rice, Glenn. You know, I mean, it's up to you, but I think Rice either starts or he doesn't feature at all, really. That's just my thoughts. Sorry, guys. How are you an FPL expert with 292k ranks? Well, where on my channel does it say I'm an FPL expert, first of all? And second of all, it's halfway through the season. Like, a rank it halfway through the season is not where you finish, is it? If a team in the Premier League is 10th halfway through, well, 4th or 5th halfway through the season, they could still win the league, you know? So, sorry, mate. If you could tell me where I say I'm an FPL expert, do let me know. No, I wouldn't sell Rice. I think he's back next week. Yeah, Glenn, I would. It just depends on your view of Rice, really. I think I'd consider starting him in FPL because I think he either starts or doesn't feature at all. Yeah, I'm content with 292k overall, really. I'm content, mate. I don't care. I think the one thing that you should be dubious of is people who cover up or lie about their rank. I will never do that. If I'm having a crap season, I will tell you. JW, don't worry, mate. I don't want people spending money and then not being able to use it. So this is also the first time I've done something like this, so apologies if it's been a bit annoying. Oh, mate, I just don't trust the Villa defence. I know they've kept some clean sheets this season, but yeah. It's the chips this season because you've had to use all your chips by game week 19. It's really created variance in FPL. You know, the people who are probably doing the best on YouTube are the ones that triple captain Haaland versus Wolves or whoever. Yeah, it was Wolves, wasn't it? Or West Ham. No, triple captain him against West Ham, and then free hit in the week where everyone else did. It all went really well, so that's probably why they have such a good rank, really. I think largely my transfer decisions have been good. It's the chips that have killed me so far. Yes, Marcus Slim. I'm thinking of doing Cherky to Rice next week. Cherky literally has one more week in my team, but I think the thought of playing Chelsea with an interim manager and no what do you call it? No Caicedo, I think is pretty decent. Huge fan for. Oh, I appreciate that, mate. Gahey over Anderson. Well, I think their clean sheet odds are pretty similar, and Gahey has just been an absolute beast from an attacking point of view. So I went for him, and he's not too bad for Defcon either. I think he's got a good chance of Defcon against Newcastle. We've got some teams in the Discord as well. Please poke me on the stream if you've put your team in. We've got Jimmy's team here. I don't think you need to do anything, to be honest with you. I don't think you need to do anything here. The only worry that you have is O'Reilly and Rice not playing, and Hall. So you've got 3 players who might not start and only 2 on your bench. So maybe Esteve to a Alderete could be a play. But other than that, good team. And if you want to take the risk, take the risk. You know, I think you could do worse than have 10, to be honest. But I do think Esteve to Alderete could be a transfer just to make sure you've got a bit of bench cover. Have a look at the Discord chat a minute. Patty cakes. -4 Thiago to Bowen. Bloody hell. Well, that's a bad decision, first of all. I wouldn't have done that. And no, I'd still captain Haaland if it was me. Jimmy! Love it, mate. It's you. Appreciate you, mate. Member and a member of the cartel. That's very kind. Thank you. Yeah, the bench boost is overrated. I think it's the least powerful of the chips, really. Bench 2, O'Reilly, Hall, Vandenberg, Alderete, Minte. Well, Minte's injured. Probably won't play. And I'd probably bench Alderete. GFT Gunner, there's no quiz for the deadline stream. We'll do one tomorrow morning, though. Whenever I used to do a quiz on the deadline stream, about half the people that were watching would leave. So I've decided that the quizzes don't actually go down that well on the deadline stream, but they do go well on Sunday. So there will be a quiz. There will be a quiz tomorrow. Don't worry about that. Would you start Keane, Lafay, or Anderson? Keane, because he either starts or doesn't feature at all. Thoughts on Rice to Szoboszlai and Virgil to Gabriel? Nah, I'd wait. All the chips are overrated. You say that until you do really well from one. Last season, a lot of people were saying the what's it called? The assistant manager was overrated. But I scored like 60 points from it, so I'm not going to say it's overrated. But I didn't like it though. I thought it broke the game, really. How's the swimming going? Booked my first competition. So that's in February. I had my first swim yesterday. I just thought I'd book a cheeky public swim just to get my feel for the water back. And my fitness is absolutely through the floor. But we're back in the pool on Monday, starting training again, so we'll see. Should I switch Timber to Gabriel for a -4? Timber to Gabriel for a -4. Would I do that? Gabriel. No, not worth it. Let's have a look, Alien, sorry. Yeah, there you go. Agree. I think he may have just been trolling though, but he hasn't put a comment in again. The thing for me is I just never claimed to be an FPL expert. Like, if someone wants to call me an FPL expert, they're welcome to, but I'm not going to self-proclaim that. I just don't think you need to. Like, the reason you watch a content creator is because I don't think you even need to be an expert to suggest good moves. I also don't even think you need to have a good rank to suggest good moves. And second of all, I think part of the benefit of my content is a bit of entertainment as well. So there's all of that. So I think I'm entitled to make YouTube videos about FPL without necessarily being an expert. Yeah, I agree on Bowen. I don't think... I'm certainly not desperate to buy him though, is the only thing. The thing I would say on Bowen though, is he is probably better than any of the midfielders around his price. That's the benefit to Bowen, really, is that the midfielders in the game at the moment are crap. Ballistic Banana, I don't see why you'd replace Rice. I think at maximum he misses this week. Cortex, love that, mate. Bang out some more George Michael. It's gone out of my head now. Now I've dealt with a customer complaint on the cartel. I've forgotten about George Michael. Yeah, agree with Arlian. Should I do Raya to Sanchez and O'Reilly to Gabriel next week, or Timber to Gabriel? O'Reilly needs to go soon anyway. I tell you what, I would do. I would wait a week and do that move. The only thing is, then you're buying Gabriel ahead of playing Arsenal. Ahead of playing Liverpool. But I still think it's a good move. Mariah Carey, I don't think you're going to get that either, mate, I'm afraid. Oh, it's in my head again. Thanks for that. You've put it in my head now. I bought in Watkins for João Pedro. Why'd you do that then, if you're worried about roulette? I agree on selling João Pedro, but surely you should have just bought Bowen. Start Rice, despite the risk of cameo. Do you think there's a risk of a Rice cameo? I don't know. I'm like 80% sure he starts or doesn't feature at all. I listen to drum and bass, mate, to be honest. Drum and bass and house music is what goes through my head before swimming. I find house music is really useful because the beat is very similar to my stroke rate. I did Semenyo to Rogers, starting Mukiele for his 2-pointer, because when I bench him, he gets 11. Fair enough on Rogers. Thoughts on Bruno G? Yeah, he's alright. That's all I'm going to say, really. Senesi to Gabriel, that is a good move. Bench 2, Semenyo, Mukiele, Dorgu, Thiago. I bench Semenyo and... Oh, you decide. I think it's between Mukiele and Dorgu. I'd definitely start Thiago. I'm just not sure what I'd do with Semenyo. Ballistic Banana. You can have such a thing as an injection, and swelling can go down pretty quickly. So, yeah, we'll see. I have Bowen, Watkins, and Haaland. Like it. Oh, okay, you've already got Bowen. Interesting. I think I would have picked Ekitike instead of Watkins if you were the guy that bought Watkins. I would have bought Ekitike, mate. Love all the content. I appreciate that, Glenn. That's very kind of you. DCL or Cunha? Gotta be Cunha, mate. I'd probably start Anderson. If that's Elliot Anderson, that is. Or Lefay. Yes, JD Bond. Love that, mate. Appreciate you. Thank you. Sleep well. Hope your FPL goes well. Estev, yeah, he's alright. It's fine. I'm so glad people are... So am I. Hopefully Foden does well. Should I keep Grealish? I don't think there's a reason to sell him with the fixtures that he's got. By the way, if you want to get your team reviewed, you can do so by joining the FPL Cartel and getting yourself in the Discord. There's the link. If I were you, I'd get an Everton defender in. No, I need the money and I don't want to spend a transfer. I think the best play for me is to save my transfers with the future plans that I've got. Start Alderete or Anderson. Which Anderson? Elliot Anderson? Probably... It's close. If you think Alderete is going to get DEFCON, I think I'll probably start him. Good to see you, Nick C, mate. I hope you're keeping well. I haven't decided, Billy. I've got 3 options, basically. It's Roofs, it's Sanchez, or it's Pickford. Haven't decided. We'll see how we go. I've not decided, mate. I'll be honest with you. Chelsea are in a void for now. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Only for 1 week. Cherky Hall. That's praying for the Cherky Hall. Thinking of selling Rice for Rodgers or Bruno G. I'd actually sell O'Reilly, to be honest. Jack, we've already done team reviews. We're doing them now. You've got to join the cartel now to do a team review. Take advantage of our 2-week free trial. Use the Discord to get your team reviewed. You can always cancel. Semenyo to Rodgers, -4. Nah. Minte to Paquetá, -4. Nah. Wouldn't take hits for those moves. I do think Minte has a chance of a bench cameo. Mukiele could do well in his game as well. Tottenham is not a tough fixture, really, is it? Although Sunderland are not very good away from home. How long till Ballard be back? Maybe game week 21? I just wouldn't touch him, to be honest. I don't see any reason to pick Ballard over Alderete or Mukiele, to be honest. I don't know who's been taking Forest corners. Does anyone have a comment on that? I do Ethereum, but I have a feeling that Foden's minutes of those players you spoke about are the safest. I'm not necessarily saying I'm not worried, though. Start Alderete or O'Reilly. Gut feel is O'Reilly, because he either starts or he doesn't feature at all, I think, if he is injured. Ballard has a bad injury record. I just wouldn't pick him. You can get cheaper as well. For Bruggen or Kelleher, for Bruggen this week, definitely he's got. And also, I do think the Brighton defence on the whole is better than Brentford's. And they've got Burnley this week. Gibbs and Murillo. What does that mean, Glenn? Sorry. Latest on Rice. The unfortunate news is it sounds like he's travelled with the Arsenal team, but a decision will be made today on whether he will be in the squad. So that's basically... doesn't really mean much, I don't think. I think you take the injured players with you anyway, especially Rice, because he's so key to the dressing room in the squad. And then make a call on whether he plays today. I just don't... unfortunately, that's the news, but I don't think... Oh, I asked for the free kick. I asked for the corner takers. But thank you, Glenn. Tanmay, appreciate the super chat. Gahey, Alderete, O'Reilly, Minte. O'Reilly and Minte are the ones. I'd probably start Alderete and O'Reilly. I don't think Minte plays, or at least starts the game. And I think there's a chance he could get a cameo. I'm not sure about Gahey. Any suggestions for cheap defenders for the long term? Yeah. Mukiele. Hincapi to Gabriel or Wirtz to Gordon. I wonder if Wirtz is a priority transfer for you, i.e. getting him out rather than bringing in Gabriel. So I also think there's a chance that Hincapi doesn't play as well. I would probably do, it depends what your bench looks like, I would probably do Wirtz to Gordon. But then I don't think Gordon is necessarily nailed on either, is he? Douglas Luiz, Anderson, Dominguez, Williams, there you go. Loads of players then. Play Thiago, Keane, Rice or Anderson this week. Bench order, I have no idea because you haven't told me what your bench is. I would probably play Thiago and Rice of that lot. I don't know. Oh, Jimmy, I have no idea on chip strategies yet. It all depends on double game weeks, mate. If we get double game weeks, my chip strategy will entirely revolve around that. Yeah. Wirtz, I don't think has been at subpar. I think he's been alright. Semenyo to Rodgers to avoid the price change, but now heard Semenyo will likely play game against Spurs. When are they playing Spurs? I don't know. I know, Nick C. I always make a wildcard video because everyone's got an individual team, and I don't like to. What am I trying to say? I don't like to recommend people play exact chips on certain days because it depends on their team. I just make a video to help them if they decide to. But it did fairly well this week, which suggests to me that quite a lot of people are wildcarding. I'm not sure I'd agree with that. Did Semenyo? Yeah, we already looked at that. Wirtz isn't predicted to start. But yeah, I guess so. I guess so with that logic, mate. Is Rice fine? He might not play this week, but I wouldn't want to sell him because he'll be back next week, I think. Luke, Happy New Year to you too, mate. I did have a good break. I didn't have much of a break because I was still doing this, but it was nice not to have to work for a week. I also took yesterday off as well. I didn't feel like working 5 hours on yesterday was a good idea, so I just booked it off. But we're back on Monday, back to work on Monday. And then I've had to take Tuesday afternoon off work to do a deadline stream because it's a Tuesday early deadline, so we got the afternoon off. Saka, Gordon or Odegaard or Kudus. I don't really know. Saka's the best of that lot, mate, if you're asking me. Who would you bench of these three? How many? Is it one player? I'd bench Garner if it was one player. Romero's goal threat is just amazing. I'd probably keep with him. The Tuesday game is so dead, I know, mate. The football is just endless, isn't it? I think we've got a midweek deadline soon after that as well. No, we don't. It's all Saturdays. Just posted your team. Brother. You tried so hard to get in that Discord, haven't you? We've cancelled your subscription now as well, by the way. Because you asked us to. I don't like those goalkeepers. I'd have Dubravka, definitely. I don't like Trossard. I don't like Lewis Skelly. I don't like Cash. I don't like Igor Jesus either. Sorry. I'd have Dubravka. I wouldn't have Lewis Skelly. I don't know why you've got Lewis Skelly taking up a third Arsenal slot. He probably won't even play. There might be a chance that he plays this week, but Lewis Skelly's not on an FPL option. Cash, he's alright. You want Gabriel in here though. Trossard, I don't like. He probably plays this week, but he's not nailed enough to pick. You took Jesus out for Welbeck. Well, Welbeck probably won't even play this week. Yeah, if you're having a first season, mate, sorry I'm being a bit brutal, but that's where I think you're at. And you also would have taken a hit to buy Welbeck, who probably won't even play this week. You need to watch some of my videos, mate. That's where I'm at. Team's fine, but you need to get Gabriel in there. You need a plan to get Bruno back. You probably want Declan Rice over Trossard. I wouldn't have Lewis Skelly. And you probably should just have only 2 strikers. Bottom triple Arsenal. Well, now he's in. He might need to reactivate the subscription. So, Nessie, final question to you. It's not been cancelled yet. We're waiting for. I'm waiting for Tom to do it. Do you want to keep the subscription or get rid of it now that you're in? Good morning, mate. Happy New Year. Would you sell Cunha to Rodgers? No. Keep Cunha. Yeah, but Lewis Skelly is not an option in FPL, and you shouldn't be picking players for just 1 week. Wildcard draft. I've made a video, mate. Check my channel. Yeah, you have got a lot of support, Nessie. I won't lie. In the future, I'm learning as I go, right? I hope you understand that. In the future, we will say, sort that offline. I'm learning as I go, guys. Sorry. Mukiele or Dallo? I'd say Mukiele. But this week in particular, yeah, I'd still say Mukiele, actually. Pick 2 out of Keane, Garner, Szoboszlai or Chow. Keane and Szoboszlai. But I'd have Chow first bench. Oh, Nessie, what are you talking about? I'm confused now. No, the subscription stuff is on Sublaunch, where you subscribed. But everything you get is in Discord. I'm going to stop replying to you now. You can DM me on Discord if you got any more questions. The only thing on Raya for me is he doesn't get saves points, and I would also question, is he that much better than the rest of the goalkeepers in the game compared to the Arsenal outfield players? That's the question I would have. I am unpopular on this opinion, but I am keeping Raya. Just for everyone that wants their team reviewed, there's a pinned message in the chat. Sign up to the FPL Cartel and put your team in the Discord, and we will review your team. It is a lot easier to work than what's happening with Nessie here, I promise you. I'm an idiot and I've been able to do it. So, please, honestly, it's not bad. And you can use the free trial, so you don't have to pay money to get your team reviewed. We've also got a rule where we're not allowing any under 18s into the Discord, because, it's a paid service, first of all, so you should probably be of an age where it's suitable to use a card to pay for it. And second of all, it just helps keep the Discord a better place, we found. Trying to captain Cunha again? God, no. Pick Haaland this week, mate. No, I wouldn't bench boost that David Dillo. I'd wait, mate. That bench boost is available to you every week with those players. You could get it out of the way, but likewise, it's not the best week. Oh, maybe you could use it. Only answer I have is other keepers won't really keep as many clean sheets. Ollie, and I think it would be. Personally, I think it would be. Would you start Gahey over O'Reilly today? Probably. Yeah, Larry, I think so. Cherky gets one more week in my team and then he's gone. Ryan to Pickford, Anderson to Gabriel. I like it, mate. Good moves. I'm not Bruno G's biggest fan, but there's a real shortage of pickable midfielders at the moment. I think I'd start Van de Ven. No, I'd start Chow. Why not? They got similar goal threat, haven't they? Tottenham are really good at set pieces. Best game week to use a wild card. I don't think we know yet because, well, number one, I can't see your team, and number two, we don't know if and when you're if and when your best time to wildcard is. It's hard to say. I called myself an idiot, Nessie. We hope you have a good game week, mate. Absolutely. We hope you do. I think maybe you've just been unlucky and there was maybe a mix-up with your email or something. Should I start Raya or Verbruggen? I already have Van Heck and Gabriel in defence. Could I rate my team and suggest things? Raya, Timber, Mukiele, Dorgu, Anderson, Van Dijk, Foden. Good team. Don't change anything. I think it's a good team. Maybe Minte, but there's no real replacements for him. Is Rice playing? We don't know. There's a decision that's going to be made today on him. That's it, really. I'm taking this Minte yellow flag to maybe sell him for Kudus. What are your thoughts? Or do you think I should wait to buy Enzo Fernandez when his fixtures are good? I'm not a massive fan of Kudus, but he's probably the best replacement on paper. And I don't think I'd have Enzo Fernandez. I think you got to get Cole Palmer. The best three Chelsea assets are Sanchez, Chalobah, and Palmer. Timber and Thiago, Rekitike, and Alderete. It depends. If you've already got Gabriel, Timber and Thiago makes sense. If you don't, you need Gabriel. We'll see. Your hunch is Palmer really benefits. That'll be interesting. Is it better to start O'Reilly or Anderson? The thing for me with O'Reilly is I think there's always a risk of a cameo. I do think they do, Paul, but I don't think there are many good other midfielders, so I'm not in a desperate need to get rid of Cunha. What about Everton defenders? They're pretty good. Keane, Tarkowski, they're alright. Keane is a bit of a risk though. Literally David Moyes said he might play, so we don't really know. Please help. Minte, Caicedo, Esteve, Keane, Gu, all unavailable. I'd stick by Keane. I think Minte or Caicedo are your sells. Then just pick a goalkeeper you like, really. Or you could do Esteve to Mukiele or Alderete, something like that. Not keen on Chelsea's new manager at all. 3 wins in the league since September. I think you got to put in context how good the players are in their team, really. Updates on Rice. He's travelled with the squad, but a call will be made on whether he plays today. So it's literally, we don't know. Richard to Van de Ven. My defence is messed up with Rodon, Richards, Keanes, Truffer. I'd probably sell Truffert, you know. Because I think Richards might be back next week. Truffert I wouldn't want long term. Michael Keane could play. That's what I'm thinking. What's a good... I don't like Pascal Gross, mate. Don't pick him. He'll probably score this week, but he's not an option, really. I don't think he'll even necessarily start for Brighton. So I do Timber to Gabriel and Van Dijk to Tarkowski. No. I wouldn't take the hit. I just do Timber to Gabriel, mate. You don't need to sell Van Dijk. Who to start? 2 of this 3. Virgil, Ruben, Dorgu. I'd probably say Ruben and Dorgu. Oh, I'd definitely start Dorgu, and it's a case of Van Dijk versus Ruben Diaz. Pascal Gross has just signed for Brighton. He's joined back from Dortmund. Well, Everton goalkeeper, there's only one, it's Pickford. And then Everton defender, it's Tarkowski and Keane. Should I sell O'Reilly? No, not with that lot. I think you're fine with that lot. Leeds are good at home, they are. But then Dorgu's playing right wing. I think you've got a real opportunity with Dorgu. If you don't want to start him, then don't play him. You know, that was my thoughts. If you disagree, go with what you think. It's your team. I don't know about Gusto, mate. He's always going to be swapping and changing with Reece James, really. It's hard to say. Any insight on Gusto? Yeah, I've already answered that. Who would you have on wildcard? I've made a video, mate. Check out my channel. There is a wildcard draft. Starting over, is Welbeck injured or don't think? I just don't think he will start. We had a look at some Brighton lineup predictions from Brighton fans. And they were just unsure as to whether he was going to play. I think only half of them out of a group of 10 voted for him to play. So I'm not going to say he's not going to start because there's a 50% chance based on that he does. But I think he's probably as likely to start as Igor Jesus that you sold. So, yeah. I always think your team's worth wildcarding, to be honest, mate. But I'd probably wait till next week to do it. V-Shell, that comment, I'm afraid, doesn't make sense. It was typed a bit too quickly. O'Reilly's a tricky one because he is a doubt, but with some players, when they're a doubt, there's a chance that they start the game or don't feature at all. But in that case, you can start them safely knowing that they're not, you know, that you could get your bench to come in. But with O'Reilly, I think there's every chance he could be benched. Guardiola play left back. So I don't know, in all honesty. Oh, All right, Alien, then he's going to play left wing back. Fair enough, Nessie DJ. If all your goal is to win your mini league, then stick with it. But I think you should wildcard soon. Camiloa, best goalkeeper option. I think it's Sanchez, Pickford, or Roofs. You could also pick Raya, but I just think the best Arsenal triple up doesn't involve Raya. Nixie, I thought this. My honest opinion is I think there's an 80% chance that he either starts or doesn't feature at all. Oh, mate, I'm losing faith in Cunha too. That's my opinion, Jimmy. I don't think there's good enough justification to sell him because there's such a shortage of good midfielders in the game at the moment. And he's probably going to take penalties. So for me, I'm just going to wait. I think Cunha can go to Gabriel. Sorry, Nixie. Brisky, I saw your question. Arsenal, mate. Go all in on Arsenal if you can. South Coast Runner, good to see you, mate. How's your toe, by the way? I haven't asked you in the Discord yet. How's your toe? Can't wait to swap Cunha back to Bruno. Me too. I'm going Brennan, Semenyo and Stack. Oh, not sure about Semenyo. Brennan, yeah, could be alright. Stack, I'm not sure about. Hey Tom, Cunha, Saka, Foden, Rodgers. Let's have a quick look, see if we've got any teams as well in the Discord. Oh, nice. Tom's had a few. That's awesome. If you haven't already and you want to get your team reviewed, there's a pinned message in the chat. Just going to paste it again. Join the cartel to get your team reviewed and paste it in the GGFF stream chat. I need help with my defence. I'm thinking of Richards, Van der Ven with Keane, Rodon, Anderson, Raya, Trufair. Honestly, I think I'd keep Richards because he's going to be back soon and he's probably the best defender at that price point in the game. I would look at getting rid of Trufair because I just don't like him in FPL. And yeah, whenever Haaland blanks, exactly. Or just in general, whenever your captain blanks. I do think Brennan Johnson going to Palace is a good move for him, though. Good for him. I feel a little bit sorry for him at Spurs, really. I think he's been... Obviously, Thomas Frank and him didn't get on for whatever reason. But I thought whenever he played for Spurs, he seemed to score, didn't he? Munoz was my banker, the one that couldn't fail. I bet it has, mate. I bet it has. I hope you're back soon. Have you been able to walk at least? I think probably only Haaland scores more than 10 this week. Will Rice play? We don't know, to be completely honest. The update was that he's travelled with the Arsenal squad, but they will make a decision on whether he plays. today. So basically, we don't know. Decision to be made today. He didn't get an eagle tattoo for signing for Crystal Palace, mate. That's for sure. He's had one for a while. I noticed that as well. It's like, bloody hell, he's made for Palace. He's got a tattoo of an eagle, but he had that tattoo while he was playing for Spurs. Yeah, I mean, Chelsea also have an interim manager and no Caicedo. I think Caicedo is so key to Chelsea, and when he's not playing, I think they're significantly weaker. The thing for me with Rice, the thing with me for Rice is that there is a very small chance he could get a cameo off the bench. But I think there's a higher chance that he either starts or is not in the squad at all. You do not fancy any Villa players? Not really, mate. It's mad, isn't it? They're doing so well this season, but I don't fancy any of their players. I don't really. Differential of the week. Who's my differential of the week? That's an interesting one, that. I don't really have one. I would say a Brighton player, but I don't know. Minte and Welbeck, I don't know if they're going to play. West Ham, don't know. Paquetá, possibly. Yeah, Paquetá's probably the one. I must say I can't be that excited this week about anyone, really. It's just a question, because Brennan Johnson hasn't played much football, I'm not sure if he'll be thrown straight into the starting 11. Captain Bowen from Chris Gale, how's that? It's not bad, mate. I'd captain Haaland if it were me, though. I would captain Bowen if he took penalties, but he doesn't. Tell you what, Richarlison, yeah. Jake, I like it, mate. Triple captain Gabriel and roll the dice. Not for me. Not against Bournemouth away from home. Definitely not. I'd go for the first one because I'm not a massive fan of Bruno G. I'd probably start Michael Keane. I would not captain Rodgers this week. Hello, Hugo Tito. If Rodgers does well, fair enough. But I think with the information we know about Chelsea, I'd captain Haaland. When Bowen. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? We nearly done. Got 15 minutes left of the old deadline stream. Yeah, Bowen does interest me. I'm not going to buy him. But the question about Bowen, I guess, is you're not necessarily comparing him to the other forwards. You're comparing him to the other midfielders that are around his price, I think. That's what you're doing with Bowen, in my opinion. Last Christmas I gave you. See, we're going again. It's just in my head. I don't know why Wham is stuck in my head on the 3rd of January, but there you go. Emery's lost all games against Palace. We'll see. I don't like Odegaard, mate. He doesn't have enough attacking threat for me. I think you're best off picking other Arsenal players. Levi, I'd actually pick Dubravka. Hello from Nepal. Good to see you. Looking for a long-term replacement for Wirtz. Have 3 million in the bank. Any ideas? Palmer. But I'd probably wait until another week. But I think Palmer's the one to bring in, mate. My starting 11 today is Roofs, Tarkowski, Mateus Nunes. Interesting. Rodgers, Bruno. Yeah, good team. Who would you bench out of Wilson, Keane, Dorgu? Probably Wilson. Shall I sell Haaland? I mean, mate, you're on drugs if you're selling Haaland. I would not be selling Erling Haaland this week. That's for sure. In-flight Wi-Fi. Bloody hell. I just need my desk then. Apologies. Yeah, Gazna, that's my Gasms. That's my that's an interesting username. That's my debate as well. Cherky's on fire. I don't think he is. He's all right. I'm probably going to sell Cherky next week, by the way, and get Rice. Yeah, that's the only thing, Gasms. I think I'm sort of 80% that Rice starts and doesn't feature at all. Starts or doesn't feature at all. But then I'm 20% cheeky cameo off the bench. Watkins could be a good shout. For me, the three strikers in the game that are pickable at the moment is Haaland, Ekitike and Bowen. Other than that, you go 2 or 1 up front. That's it for me, really. I wouldn't pick anyone else. Have 4 players flagged. Hall, Month, Keane and Prison. Mate, I can't do anything with that information. You've put a random selection of words in there. Yeah, but you will lose points if he comes off the bench and scores 1 point. But I think he's more likely to start or not feature at all. That's just my opinion, though. Harry Wilson, I think his good fixtures are done, really. Van Dijk or Chow? Van Dijk. Well, I think I'm 80% that he does start or doesn't feature at all. So I'd probably start him. Take the risk and start him, be my view. Who do we think is the best vice-captain in my team, by the way? Would you give it to Saka? That's what I've done at the moment. I think it's probably the right thing to do. Would you take a hit for Semenyo or Rice this week, or just hold both? Hold them both. Eze starts? No, probably not. Well, honestly, I have no idea. Ooh, do Gabriel. Yeah, we'll do Gabriel. Yeah, we'll give it Gabriel. What am I saying? I think you're probably right, Gasms. I think you're probably right. I reckon they could win Bournemouth without him, beat Bournemouth without him. Why no Thiago? Don't know, mate. Just don't have him. He's a good option. I don't have him. I did Thiago to Ekitike a few weeks ago because he was carrying, and it does look like he's got some sort of niggle which is bothering him. So he's always a risk at the moment, but I think he'll be alright. Gaz is fine. Good to know. Dave Shivers. Not sure, mate. Not sure about that move. I'd probably wait until after Arsenal play Liverpool, but to be fair, the 2 players you're getting rid of are doubts. I just don't like it, though. I don't think it's worth it. Is Thiago done as an option? Well, I don't think so, no. Sorry, when I said there are 3 strikers, I think there are 4. Haaland, Ekitike, Thiago and Bowen. Garner or Paquetá? Probably say Paquetá if you can afford him. Yeah, I think that's the right move. And the reason to sell Raya is also, well, Arsenal are just the best team, aren't they? And you want 3 of their players in FPL. And I don't think 3 Arsenal players, including Raya, is the best way to go. I think Gabriel, Rice, Timber, or Saka. Those are the 4 best ones, and you pick 3 of those, I think. Start Kudus? Yeah, if you've got him, I think you start him. I think he's probably going to take penalties for Tottenham. Well, obviously, Richarlison's there as well, though. Making Semenyo captain, that's wild. I wouldn't do that. We got a couple of teams by the looks of it. Let's have a look. Dave, what do you think? It's not bad. I'm not the world's biggest fan of Lamans in goal, though. And I wouldn't triple captain Haaland. I would deactivate the triple captain. We'll be rolling regardless. Yeah, fair. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't mind it, mate. Sam, don't mind it. Dave, if you're DTNFFC, I wouldn't use the triple captain this week. And if you are, I'd vice captain Gabriel as well. I just don't think this is the week to do it. Chelsea at home for Haaland is not a triple captain week. Hall is okay. That's good then. I will deactivate my triple captain. Yeah, I would, mate. I would. It's not worth it. Just wait until a double game week or Haaland plays Wolves later on. I just wouldn't do it this week. I meant to say Minte, Hall or Rodon. I don't know, mate. I've lost it now. Sorry. I have so many messages in here. I'm not going to remember what you said. Sorry, mate. Play 2, bench 1. Kudus, Thiago, Cunha. I'd probably bench Thiago because he's the least likely to start of those three. But I think he probably does play. Surely there's someone else in your team you could bench. I'm not having it that those are the three that you're deciding between. They should all start, really. If your team is like mine, surely someone else can be benched. I'm not having that. Who's a good replacement for Caicedo? Probably wouldn't replace him. But it could be Garner, I guess. If you got nothing in the bank, how much is Caicedo? $5.7. Where it's Anderson, Elliot Anderson, Tavernier. These are your options, mate. We'll do a filter of 5.7 and below. Or maybe you've got even less. There you go. There's your options. Grealish, yeah, he's alright. I wouldn't replace either of them. Gaz, mate. Is it worth -4? Definitely not. You've got 19 weeks to chase that person in your mini league, mate. How about, yeah, Grealish is alright. Keane or good? Keane, I'd start Keane. Keane either plays or he doesn't feature at all. Pedro Porro, good for the... Nah, I don't like Porro. I don't like the Tottenham defence. I'd probably bench Harry Wilson, mate. I think Gahey's got... This might sound a bit mad, but I genuinely think Gahey has... It's not really the right screen to show, but I genuinely think he's got a very similar chance of an attacking return as Harry Wilson does, really. You might think that's mad, but that's what I think. I'm leaving Chalobah on the bench for the City game. Yeah. I think Chalobah's a great option going forward. I think he's been really good this season. Whoever comes in takes charge at Chelsea, I think will play Chalobah. Cheers, Alex. But yeah, please like and subscribe on your way out. I'd appreciate that. We'll be wrapping up soon because it's coming up to 9 o'clock when all the big guns will start live streaming. I do think City could beat Chelsea with no Caicedo, to be honest. Richards to Tarkovsky. I couldn't speak then because we might Invisalign. Or other last free transfer. Great definition. I don't use any product in my hair, mate. I've had my hair like this for the last decade. So quite honestly, I just use a hairdryer. That's all you need to do. Use a hairdryer to dry it. That's all I do. But I appreciate that, mate. Best free hit team. Check out my channel, mate. I've done a YouTube short which talks through free hit team. Yeah, that's fine, Gaz. Keane or Goodmanson? I'd start Keane. Would you start Xhaka or risk Rice? I think you do a lot worse than starting Xhaka, to be honest. The only thing for me with Rice is that he's probably more likely to start or not feature at all than have a cameo off the bench. Start Keane. I've already answered that. You've asked me Keane or Goodmanson 3 times and I've answered it every time. If you ask me it again, I'm gonna suspend you temporarily from the chat because it's annoying. So sell Richards for Tarkovsky? No, I probably wouldn't do that. When did I say that? Wilson to Rodgers, because Richards probably back next week. Wilson to Rodgers. I don't hate it. I don't really like Rodgers, but I don't hate the move. I've already told you the best free hit team, mate. There's a video on my channel. There's literally the last YouTube short that I uploaded is my favourite free hit team. I don't mind Harry Wilson for Xhaka, you know. You've got to get Gabriel. You've got to get Gabriel. Sell Verts for Rice? Probably not this week. Buying Declan Rice this week is a big risk. Right, ladies and gents. I think we might wrap up the stream now because all the big guns will start and I will hand over early deadline stream duty to them. I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. Leave a like rating on your way out. Let's see if we can do 150 likes before the stream ends. I hope you found this useful and I wish you all the very best for this game week. I'm going to go to the gym now and join the cartel if you haven't already. There's the link in the pinned message in the chat. I'll see you later.